only mentioned that we're just going to pretend that there haven't been any other episodes.
Right. So I'm sure nobody hacked it in here.
Right. It's not the kind of thing we would encourage at these kinds of events. No computer literacy here. Speaking of that, I mean, have you followed the conspiracy theories? Have you seen? Do you go on Reddit?
I really haven't. I mean, we made the show and finished it, I guess, a couple months ago now, and I've just kind of, I think for Rami, I mean, the emotional journey that he goes on, as far as Elliot is concerned, I mean, he really went through it, and we both just went through a lot while making it, so we've kind of just taken a break from it. And now that they're all out there, I think he and I will sit down at some point together and just watch them all straight through.
So you haven't seen them?
I haven't seen them. No. I mean, that was the first time I just seen that particular moment there. The last few moments.
How did it feel?
That felt pretty good. Felt good walking in here and. Good energy in here.
You're among friends. So
Yeah.
This is your app society?
Totally. Yes.
I hope this doesn't end in that. We'll see. This series, without giving too much away, this series has the ability to kind of eerily predict the future, the current zeitgeist. You've got, an obvious example would probably be the Ashley Madison hack, but it's kind of like what he does in the first episode.
Right.
How is that reading it and then kind of watching it happen and play out in real life?
It's very surreal. I mean, when we made the pilot for the show, when I read the script for the pilot, I thought, well, this is a very interesting subject matter. I don't know if people are going to get it, and you just never know. It's always sort of a leap of faith. And you dive in, and then we finished the pilot, and I think about a month later is when the Sony hack happened, and that kind of brought it to the forefront of everybody's mind, and then it was in the President's State of the Union address, and it's just sort of been one event after another. And then while we've been filming episodes, it was very strange to read the script, and then the next day what we had just read was happening in the news was, good on the one hand, but horrendously frightening on the other, because it's sometimes not exactly the world we want to be living in.
In terms of kind of your relationship with technology and your... how do you involve yourself in the hacker community? Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah, I do. I have a Twitter account. I'm working on that. I'm not great at it. You really have to be able to formulate sentences and spell well, and I'm just so afraid of...
No, you don't.
No, you don't? Okay, all right. So I'm just going to keep working on that. But yeah, when I read the script for this, there were definitely a lot of terms that I did not understand, so I went and Googled a lot of them and was going to be prepared and really impress everybody with my extensive knowledge. And then by the time we came to shoot the scene, all the terms and technology and data that I had learned in my brain needed to be updated again. It's a constant, ever-evolving process.
You came in asking where the Betamax is, and they were like,
that's right. That's right, yeah, you're way behind.
With this kind of anarchist bent that this series has, you've done this kind of thing before. Do you find yourself attracted to kind of anti-disestablishment projects?
I mean, it's definitely not an intentional thing, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I have certainly had my opportunities to play my fair share of anarchists, and Sam Esquivel talked about it, the creator of the show, and he's talked about Pump Up the Volume.
That's a movie, by the way.
can't even find it. It's amazing.
There's a little pump up volume surprise I have.
No,
I have
really?
for you.
Oh, great.
Is this the right time?
All right.
So,
Talk hard.
very good. I got a little message from Alan Morrow.
Oh.
Who's the director and writer, I think, right?
Yeah, Canadian.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, yeah, good guy. Good man.
He wants to know if you're willing to do a little, to continue with the character a little bit, maybe. Is that something that you're interested in?
Did he actually? No, he didn't say that.
I'll show you later, but he...
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Is that something...
Yeah, I mean, look, Hard Harry was a fun character to do. I loved it. It was certainly a great time in my life. It's, like we were saying, I mean, this show, Mr. Robot, I guess, does have certain similarities to that. I mean, this is almost like, you know, Hard Harry squared. I mean, it's like Hard Harry 2.0, I think, and it just gets crazier. And but look, I love that character. God, if he were to actually write a great script about what happened to Mark Hunter, of course I would.
That's on the record.
Yeah. See what happened to that guy? Him and George Peps. Why not?
Since we're talking about other projects, you appear as kind of yourself on Archer.
Slater.
Yeah, can you talk a bit about how that came about?
Well, my wife and I were binge watching the show obsessively, and you know, I honestly, I mean, I've said it before. I wrote Adam Reed a fan letter, and he contacted me and just thought, you know, would you ever be interested in participating? And I said, God, man, of course, I'd be thrilled. And the next thing I know, I was getting sent art and images of myself, and for some reason he was going to make me like extraordinarily blonde. And I was like, no, please don't do that. And Barry's the blonde, right? That's, yeah, the robot. So we figured that out and then moved ahead, and it's just been a great experience. Those guys are great. H. John Benjamin is absolutely hilarious, and I love being part of that show.
And we love you in it, if I can.
Thank you very much.
Speaking of we loving you, there's some fan questions that were sent in that I'd like to address right now.
Cool.
What drew you to this role, and how much information do you have in regards to the plot before diving in?
Let's see, what drew me to the role was...
No, watch out for spoilers.
Of course. Yeah.
I should remind you.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know you haven't seen it, but...
I've got to remind... That's been the most frustrating thing about the show, is because, you know, when it started to air in the States, you know, just the questions, you know, and I live in the city, so, you know, people were pulling me to the side, constantly asking me, you know, did this happen, what's going to happen next? And the hardest part was having to keep my mouth shut about it. Because, you know, I just had to hold my cards close.
Right.
Very tricky.
As you do now.
As I do now, of course, of course. But yeah, look, when I sat down, when I read the pilot, there were definitely some intriguing things about it, and I thought, I liked certainly that Mr. Robot was a very mysterious character, and it wasn't all out there on the page, and you don't really know what's going on. And as the episodes continue, little breadcrumbs are sort of thrown out there, and that made it extraordinarily intriguing. I had specific questions for Sam Esmail as to who this guy was. I thought that'll probably help him to play the character a little bit better, and you know, he gave me some answers that I thought were even more intriguing, and told me some deeper insights into things that were going to be happening in the future, and just how all these characters kind of work together. And I got very excited, and that was it. You know. So I did go in there with a bit of knowledge, and I think it made it helpful to play some of the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think, you've done a couple of other television series, why do you think this one in particular took off?
Wow. It's a great question. You know, it's certainly an intriguing subject matter. I think Rami Malek is a phenomenal talent. I mean, God. work with somebody as professional and as committed as he is. I mean, he's so completely devoted to Elliot, and he's great. So it's fun to watch him. It's fun to work with him. It's fun to be around him. And our relationship started. The first scene that we did together was the one on the Ferris wheel, and they just threw us into that cage for 8 hours on the first day, and it gave us an opportunity to sort of find out how we work together, and how we got along, and we shared a lot of the same points of view about things, and neither one of us take ourselves too seriously, so it's great.
That's awesome. Another question from the audience. What was your favorite scene to perform from episodes 1 and 2? Just a little bracket there.
Fun stuff is really coming, but favorite scene, well, like I said, I mean, the Ferris wheel scene was fun. Getting to shoot at Coney Island, of course, is great, because it's a fun place. I mean, the city is amazing, and yeah, so Coney Island, the Ferris wheel, shooting those scenes with FSI, you know what, I have enjoyed them all. They've all been fun.
The whole thing is good.
The whole thing is good.
So, on the opposite end, have there been any challenges that you had to overcome as an actor for this role?
Let's see. I mean, there's definitely things that come later down the line that, I would... That was the thing, like, getting to be a part of a show where you sit there at the read-throughs, and people don't know what's going to happen, and just to be in the room, sort of knowing what's coming, and to watch people's reactions in there was great. I loved all that. So those were fun moments. But yeah, there's definitely been locations that we've had to go to that have been somewhat intimidating and very big and very distracting. So that kind of made me a little nervous. But I'm sort of at this place now where I feel the fear and do it anyway.
I heard that the show was almost shot in Toronto. It's close, but I know. But they insisted that the New York that they wanted to show was very much like a different New York than, oh, it's the Empire State Building, and oh, look, the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
And that adds an authenticity, I would say, to the show, although it would be freaking cool.
No, dude. No, look, this is a beautiful city, and I love it. I mean, Toronto is gorgeous, and I've definitely worked here before and had a remarkable time working here. New York does definitely have a characteristic that is all its own. I mean, you can't quite capture that sort of, I don't know, rawness and dirt and muck, and like shooting down in the train stations there. It just, the white tiles and just how it is there. There's just such a insane, ridiculous character to it, so it does provide quite a nice backdrop.
Another question from at Kurt Sasso.
Cool guy.
Coolest. Love the sass. Long career from Pump Up the Volume to Archer. Has Mr. Robot changed your style as an actor?
I think in a certain respect. I mean, my style, I don't know if I have a particular style or what it is, but, Sam was great at always sort of like honing me in a little bit on this. I was really grateful because Sam Esmail he was there 98% of the time. I mean, for every episode that we did, and just having the creator there all the time and having all this stuff so thought out so well. I mean, it just made me feel extraordinarily safe and comfortable. And but yeah, look, there'd be times where, one of my things, is sometimes I'll act with my hands a lot and use gestures and, do things like that. And he's like, dude, just stop with the hands, man.
I think that's called hamming it up.
I was totally like, yeah, there was a scene to do and there was some scenery to chew. I was all over it, and he would always kind of like, rein me in, and I was very grateful for that. Another guy that was very helpful in just sort of in getting me to sort of like slow down, because I've been doing a lot of television, and television does have a particular pace to it, and you can get it in your mind that you should rush and speed and run through things as quickly as possible, because you know, you're given 8 to 10 pages to shoot that particular day, so you get in the mindset of, oh, you know, no time for moments or beats. And you know, I was in this movie, Nymphomaniac, that Lars von Trier directed, and thank you. And that was like one of those moments where it did just remind me. I remember I would be given these speeches about trees and things like that, and my first instinct was to get through it as quickly as possible. You know, I didn't really know a lot about trees, and let's just do this fast. And Lars was great about just giving me all the time in the world, and just letting me slow down, and just knowing that, you know, I don't need to rush, and I'm allowed to take my time.
Okay, so we kind of have to wrap it up, so just a quick thing that I wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Alan also told me something else, that that you used to make, because you were young when you made you were like 16?
No, I think I was 19, 20.
I understand that you used to eat breakfast of bacon and maple syrup that you would make into some sort of drink.
Okay.
Thing, and that would be all you would eat all day. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. No,
They were heady times, eh, buddy?
yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, but that's Alan. I mean, he's a hilarious character, and look, I would certainly love to work with him again, and yeah, I would make that shake for him.
Awesome. Well, everyone, please join me.
What?
No?
No. Is there anything else? I mean, this is like, you know, Shangri-La here.
So no pressure, but just look at her and ask if we can keep on going.
I don't know. I want to stand.
All right, well...
Anything else? Anybody else got?
We have to go.
We do? Oh, come on.
I'm so sorry. But just let him bask in this. Just for our buddy here.
Oh.
Just give him your bask right now. Thank you very much.